everyone, and welcome to another episode of Small Town Big Business, a podcast about doing big business in small towns in rural middle America. I'm your co-host for today, Deb Barnett. I'm also the executive director for Southern Illinois Now. We focus on economic development in the 17 southernmost counties in Illinois and really advance our region as a great place to live and to work, and as we'll talk about today, a really great place to do business.
Yeah, and I'm Russell Williams. I'm director of EThOs. We're a small business incubator. We do co-working spaces, training and development, and you're joining us here at our location. It's called the Citadel Building on Tower Square Plaza in Marion, Illinois. We want to welcome you and also thank our sponsors for making the Small Town Big Business podcast possible. They've been helping us for almost 3 years now. We want to thank Arcadia Wealth Group. We also want to thank Black Diamond, Harley Davidson, and RV, Fowler Heating and Cooling, the Swinford Media Group, Watermark Auto Group Foundation, and our producers at Union Street Arts.
And you can find Small Town Big Business on your favorite podcast platform. You can also find us on our YouTube channel. Just search Small Town Big Business, and don't forget to subscribe so you can join or you can see all of our episodes and be notified of the new ones that are coming out. If you're new to the podcast, we interview small business owners and founders about how and why they found success in small towns like right here in Marion, Illinois, or in the case of today's guest, Murfreesboro, Illinois, which is just right down the road. So I first want to welcome from Daniel Dean's clothing store, Chris Maynor and Chelsea Maynor. So Chris and Chelsea.
Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming over early in the morning and joining us before the store opens.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we typically kick off with just our guests telling us a little bit about themselves and then transition to the business. But I feel like those two stories are really intertwined and interconnected for the two of you. Oh, yeah. So why don't you just start by telling us about you and then how that led into Daniel Dean's clothing store.
So I graduated Trico High School in Campbell Hill, Illinois back in '98 and went immediately into the Army. Mm-hmm. Served 14 years in the Army, 3 tours to Iraq, and came back home and joined a little group, and we created this big Jeep group. They started it, and then we blossomed it in a real big Jeep group that's known in Illinois, and that's where we met each other and fell in love.
Before.
Well, we met a little bit before, but fell in love while we were Jeeping and everything.
Both Jeepers, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have Jeeps no more.
Once you get so many kids, you can't really
Can't
do
fit
fun
them in
things
there.
like that.
So that's where we kind of fell in love, spending time together there, and then we've grown together and helped each other. And I went back to college and went for heating and air, and then I work at Johnny Logan College in the evenings with the maintenance. I help with all the heating and air there, and then we also have Daniel Dean's, our men's clothing store.
Yeah. Chelsea, are you also from this area?
I am. I'm originally from Peatneyville, Illinois, so I'm a little on that side of the creek or river or whatever they say. But like Chris said, we met and we kind of learned quickly. We met later in our lives, and we've always said like we met for a reason when, both of us got to live our lives, and we met at a time we're both very caring people, and we've always used that, to help us grow, us grow our business, to help us grow in different things that we do in the community. I'm a big-time volunteer at the Anna Veterans Home. I've learned so many things from my veteran for other veterans, and so, we just help each other grow.
Yeah, I'm also
That's
running
awesome.
for the state of Illinois VFW commander. I'm already the district.
With all the extra time we have.
Yeah.
I'm District 15 commander, so all 12 VFW posts in the Southern Illinois region are underneath me. So I'm all the way down to Mounds, over to Anna, all the way over to Ridgeway, and my north post would be Cesar. So all the posts, Heron, Marion, all that fall underneath me.
Awesome. Wow. Had you owned a business before Daniel Dean's?
We haven't. We do. We have what we call it's a rental business. It's CNC Maynor Rentals. Chris came to me about 4 years ago and was like, "Hey, do you want to own a post office?" And I was like, "What?"
A post office.
Yes, a post office.
Working in the heating and air, I would go to different
Learns the
post
thing.
offices, and they're always owned by a local person.
Okay.
So the postmaster doesn't have to try to get services for heating or plumbing and all that stuff. A lot of there's big businesses buying up all the post offices now. So, but majority of your post offices around here are owned by individuals.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And
So
I might add, we just had our 4th daughter when he came to me with this, and I was like, "You're crazy! There's no way I can be another add something else on." And he was like, "No, this post office just came for sale. We need to buy it right now."
I mean, it's. I mean, you don't see too many post offices changing or moving in Southern Illinois anymore. I mean, this has been the post office
57 years.
57 years, and the last one
historical
burned down. And so it's staying in the post office for a while. We just had to throw a little bit of money at it and redo it, but it's more or less guaranteed income for a while.
But we always say we felt like that's where we really got our drive to be business owners and do more, because the small town that our post office is located in is Ava, Illinois, and when we redid that post office, the community, people were coming to us left and right. "Are you the business owner? Thank you so much for fixing that up."
Wow.
Or
The
just the little
previous
things
owner,
we did
the previous
for
owner
it.
really started the
Downtown Ava, bringing it.
redoing downtown Ava, and we lost her in a car crash, and then we purchased it from the family. But she started it, and we just
Kind of took it
for her and
kept
got it
going.
regoing.
So that's kind of where we got our start, that drive, that feeling of like owning a business and helping a community.
Yeah. So the next time he came to you, you were a little bit more like maybe.
I was like,
or was it your
No.
idea?
No.
Oh no, you're not gonna make it look good at all.
You fought me to the nail with this one.
How about the
Okay,
name?
we're getting
How about
down to the
Yes.
How about the name Daniel Deans? Let's start with that one, because I thought
I'll
when I
let you
called,
tell that
I
one.
thought I'd be talking to Daniel.
Yep, we get that all the time when people call. They call almost every day. "Can I talk to Daniel Dean? Is Daniel Dean there?" So Daniel Dean originated. That is my late father-in-law's name. So that's Chris's dad's name. And when we, a lot of our work is done while we're laying in bed Sunday night, debriefing from the week. And I was like, he'll never admit to this, but I was like, "What about Daniel Dean?" He was like, "Oh,
It's always her idea.
that's really good," because I say it all the time, the apple didn't fall from the tree with Chris's dad, him, and now his son. So
Awesome.
it just fit the picture and fit what we're all about.
That's good.
And my dad's name keeps.
Yeah, keeps
Keep it going.
keeps him alive. Keeps
excellent.
Everybody remembers him. So, and he's actually one of 16 in Murfreesboro. So that's another fun story we like to tell people.
Yeah, we have about 7,500 people come to our house for Thanksgiving every year. Every time we go purchase, last 2 houses we purchased, we made sure there was
had a big
enough
enough
party room
basement.
downstairs to have
We're not
family
moving
over.
though.
Yeah. So you grew up in the house of 16 individuals?
my
his
father-
father did.
father did,
Yes,
yeah. So,
Daniel Dean did.
The oldest, was more or less
Going to Vietnam when
No,
the
the
youngest
oldest-
was born.
Korean War. The youngest ones were Vietnam, but
Yeah.
he was already out living his life. He was more like Uncle Bill was more like grandfather to me, because I lost my grandfather. I was like 4 or 5 years old, so Uncle Bill was always taking care of us. But
So Daniel Dean honors your father in the
Yeah,
name of your
yeah.
father. You obviously come from a long line of military service, and you
Yeah,
mentioned your own military service. How did that play into the store and the work that you're doing now? Because it seems like it's grown from more than just a store at this point.
oh yeah, I mean it's got a story. I mean, it's I can't get into it without getting too emotional, but I just want to leave my dad's legacy, and then also help veterans in the community, because we have a board in the hallway where we've worked with the VA here in Marion. We got to really get to know Zach Sage is the director over there. He's making that place great over there again. I'm not scared to go to Marion VA for anything. I'd be happy to go there and have surgery. I had some possible cancer removed from my cheek from there.
Years ago, though, that wouldn't have. It was very rare to hear a veteran be so I'm going to the VA.
So there's a lot of
military thing.
If the biggest problem about our veterans is, I think you already know it, and you don't know it. I mean, so I always refer. Do you know the tax differences for veterans with disabilities and stuff like that? If you say yeah. If you don't, at least I'm giving you some kind of knowledge. So there's a lot of VA, like if you have an appointment at Marion VA and you don't have a ride, they have vehicles that will come pick you up at the house and take you there. There's a lot of veterans don't know that, so they're always
just won't
trying to
go to
ride.
their appointments.
They're riding public transportation or something like that, and sometimes that doesn't link up correctly like that will. So there's a lot of stuff in our board back there that, you know, if a veteran comes
Resources
in,
for veterans.
we used to call in the military barrack lawyers. We're not trying to be barrack lawyers. We're just trying to share the information that we've learned or have on sheets that we got from Marion VA. They can come to the back of the store and get that information so we can help them out.
Yeah.
So, and then we just donated to AM Vets. They have a pontoon boat that they made a ramp where they can get a wheelchair veteran up on the pontoon boat and take them fishing out on Kincaid Lake. I think that's
And this
pretty
is
cool.
local. A lot of people don't even know about them, but
Yeah.
we sold their hats in our store.
And all the proceeds went back to them. We didn't make any money off of it. So, yeah, we're here to take care of our fellow veterans and
also our small
also bring
communities.
a little style back to Southern
There you
Illinois
go.
because it's hard to go shopping anymore. I mean, ever since Kohl's in Carbondale minimized their storefront out of the gym, there's not very many suits there. So about anywhere that you can go anymore, get a suit is Dillard's, which great quality. I mean, great stuff, but $400 for a suit coat, just the coat itself is a little, you know, out of market for a lot of people in the Southern Illinois region. So we bring in Jim's Formal Wear where you can rent or purchase a tuxedo or a suit. The difference between the two, the rentals don't have your vents or your buttons, but the ones you purchase do have your buttons and have a vent on the sleeve. And also, I was just tired of buying clothing off a line. It's not fitting because some clothes true to fit, some clothes fit like a 2X. I can fit in a Burbalo 2X. I feel great in it. Fieldstone 2X. I got to go up to a 3X. So I got tired because at the time Carbondale's what do you call it? UPS store closed. We had to either drive all the way over to Marion or all the way over to Cape to return an item, and then they exchange the item and send it back to you, and you get it 2 weeks after you wanted to go on vacation and wear that item.
Right.
So I hate not buying. I'm not a big online guy. I like to put my hands on, touch it, see it, feel it, see if it's good quality before I spend $50 on a pair of shorts or something like that. So we try to bring a lot of that different. We bring Burbalo, Fieldstone. We have a lot of golf apparel, Boogie Boys, Sunday Swagger.
Hunting lifestyle.
Have hunting lifestyles, Hurricane Marsh, and we got Fieldstone there again, and then also Honey Hole. Honey Hole has a lot of shirts of like different fish and stuff like that because we all have that honey hole we want to go to, so they threw it on shirts. We've made a lot of relationships with these different families. Hurricane Marsh, they're just out of the St. Louis, O'Fallon, Missouri. Great family-owned business. Really easy. Chelsea just texts them, hey, we need to reorder this, and hey,
I can just text the owners my order now because her name is Macy Jo. We have a daughter named Macy Jo, so that also
That's a good connection.
Yeah, that connection there. And I always tell people because I will mostly work during the day. Or a little bit before Chris goes to his second job. So he's business owner by day, maintenance guy by night, family guy all around. But it's just nice the connections that we've had with the companies. If a gentleman comes into the store, I can tell them I see them looking at a button-up shirt. Do you like the more tighter fit? And they're always 9 out of 10 times, no, I don't like it tight. I don't like it snug around the neck. I can tell them, okay, you need to go up a size in that. They made it a little more form-fitting. One of our Honey Hole sweatshirts, hoodies, is more tight-fitting on the wrist and the neck area. It's got a higher-up neck. It's made for when guys are out on the boat to be tighter so the air doesn't go through if they're out on the lake when it's cold. So these are things, that we've learned from the companies. We've created
That's awesome.
relationships with them. And we had a guy not too long ago come in. He's like, I've just seen these companies on TikTok. How did you guys get them in your store, like small little Murfreesboro town? And I always enjoy saying this story. One of them, actually the wife is the one that's in charge of like the ordering and the shipping. And once
24/7 hunt.
24/7 hunt.
Yeah,
they're really
hats.
popular.
Morgan Wallen wears them on
they
stage
took
and
Morgan
stuff
Wallen
like that.
hunting. They're very well known for themselves. And once I called her and I got to chat, and she was like, I really like you. I like your story. Let me talk to my husband and
Because at
see
first
what we can get.
they always
you
want to have to buy
guys."
400 hats. I'm like, what are we going to do with 400 hats in our store?
Yeah.
So we ended up buying 200 hats,
Okay.
and then we got a few left. We've sold quite a bit of them. And
Yeah.
But just that, I just called her and we got to chatting, and she listened to my story and I listened to her story, and it's just
That's great.
And then one of our big sales for Christmas was Kanga coolers.
Yeah.
So they were big on Shark Tank. And one day we got to restock, and I called.
Oh, no, let me tell the story. Hold on.
Okay.
So I told him, I said, "Can you please take care of this company?" I said, "I'm so busy right now with Christmas and everything." I said, "Just make another order. Text or call whoever you call." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, I've been texting this guy named Austin." I was like, "Okay, can you text him for me and get a new order in?" Well, just about that time, I was on social media, our Instagram, and an Austin liked our Instagram page. And I click it, and it's founder and owner of Kanga Coolers. I was like, "Chris, what did you say that guy's name was?" "Oh, I don't know. His name's Austin." I was like, "Oh my gosh, you have been texting the owner our order. They're a big company."
Yeah.
So then he texted me. He's like, "I am so sorry. I apologize. I'm sure you are so busy. I will go through your sales department now." And he's like, "No, that's what I'm here for. Like, I don't
That's
mind
amazing.
making your
That's
orders."
awesome.
Yeah.
So now
So
he
these relationships with these
yeah,
companies,
it's just
great,
nice.
you know?
Yeah,
That's
that
so
we
cool.
can. The owner
That's so
himself
cool.
is, he's on TV. They're on Shark Tank, dealing with really important people, and just
Yeah.
little small town Daniel Dean. Just
And how long have you been doing this? When did you open?
September Apple Festival. September 14th was our opening day.
So September of 2023.
Three. Yeah,
Yeah, so we haven't been open
yeah.
that long.
Wow.
We've learned a lot, though, because there was a lot of stuff we didn't know. We didn't know you had to go and apply to be a veteran-owned business. So I'm a veteran. I went to Iraq. I earned that.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had to go apply for that paperwork. You know what I mean?
Go to a lawyer
So-
and get
Yeah,
paperwork
sure.
drawn up, contracts, and
So
different
SIU
things like
school, they've really helped us out. We
Call it the business.
The Small Business Development Center?
Yep,
Yes.
yep. So
Yep.
we're working on that, and a few other steps. They're helping us with our budgets and stuff like that. But a lot of it we've just learned off our hips, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
luck-
just things
luckily
that.
we've got pretty lucky, and I
Sure.
believe karma is a big thing. So I live by making sure you take care of other people, because if you don't, that karma's gonna bite you. So we're living off karma right now.
And Chris and I, we discussed this at the very beginning. We're going to do things true to us. We're not going to do things maybe that might make us a little more money. Like, that's not what we're solely worried about. Money, yes, of course, it's nice to everybody, but we're doing stuff that's true to us, how we want to be taken care of, being business owners.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you run into a store, you can be treated kind of differently sometimes by the actual owners, but not the case for us. People-
You get in that outfit, and I'm sure you guys have felt it. You feel yourself in that outfit. There's been times in your life you've gotten an outfit, and you're like, man, I love this. That's how we want our customers to leave the store. That man, this is nice.
Yeah, those are good values.
Yeah, and being
You know?
true to yourself. I mean, that will win out and pay off every time.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
can see that, and they can see. Like, I always think a lot of people are really committed and dedicated and loyal to different businesses. Number one, well, I shouldn't say number one. Their products are important,
Yeah.
but the story and the people behind it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what people really gravitate to, and I think helps keep that loyalty. So you talked about being in business for 4 months as of the time of this recording.
Yeah.
Did I see that you're already expanding?
We are. So we knew this location one day we would outgrow because
We didn't think it was going to be this quick.
yeah, we did not think it would be this quick.
Mm-hmm.
We have just, like I said, back to the relationships we've made with the companies has also branched us out with other companies. We have people reach out to us now, whether that be via social media, just calling, looking for Daniel Dean. And I have to sadly
But
tell them.
there's a lot of companies out there, Burbelo, that's just one company. But there's other companies that have multiple companies they sell items from. So, for instance, Buck and Duck. They also sell a fishing brand and a couple other ones.
Bass
And then-
Mafia.
Yeah, Bass Mafia. But which we'll probably bring in the spring because of fishing and stuff like that, right? Kincaid. But so we're heading down to Dallas to the Dallas market next weekend. We've already got appointments with Burbelo, Hey Boy, we got a big order already for next fall through them because we're already shopping for next fall. We've already got the orders for the spring. We're looking for other companies. We're just found a company just reached out to us called Devil Dogs.
Okay.
They make blue jeans and stuff. They got a real military background, which I
Proud
love.
supporters of a lot of veteran
We're
companies.
working on bringing in combat flip flops, which they were started off where they're Afghanistan vets, and they were trying to help communities back in Afghanistan with flip flop sales and stuff like that. So we're expanding. We're moving down the street to the old family video.
Okay.
So we're going from 1,900 square foot to 4,400 square
Wow.
foot.
Okay.
I think that's just incredible because a lot of businesses, I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but a large percentage of businesses fail within the first year, within the first 5 years. And to see you all expanding so quickly, and you're talking about, going to market, doing all of these things, connecting with all of these other companies, like you've been doing this your whole life, right? And
Well,
it's just really amazing, the success that
Thank
you've
you.
seen.
Thank you.
It's our community. Murfreesboro's really supported us. The surrounding areas really supported us.
Yeah, we have.
I think we found a niche. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
Let's
and
talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have people that come in, whether a lot of them are veterans. Chris has always said this, and I see it. A veteran supporting a veteran is a little different than a civilian supporting a veteran. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, we have gentlemen that come in all the time. They just want to come into our store because we're a veteran-owned store, and they see what we're doing. They see all the work that I do at the Anna Veterans Home, the veterans I meet along that way, and with the VFW and different things. So we get a huge support system from that community, and then, like he said, our small community. They want to see us thrive. They want to see us grow.
That's awesome.
The Chamber of Commerce is always reaching out. Is there anything we can do to help you guys, promote you guys?
I tell you what, the Vietnam veterans, they really want to take care of us younger veterans.
Yeah.
The way they were treated when they got home, where they had to change out of uniform because they would either get rocks thrown at them or something like that, they made sure us younger veterans did not get treated that way. So the brotherhood, the sisterhood, I mean, a lot of people still get upset that veterans get more than normal civilians, but that veteran decided to dotted line and went to the front line. So
That's
and
good.
they will come into our store and they're like, I don't really wear any of this stuff, but they try it. They try that hoodie on, and
Yeah.
they're like, how does this look? Does it fit okay? Oh, it looks great, sir.
Yeah.
But they're just there to, try to support us. They're
That's
doing
good.
everything they can. So
So we had to expand because, just bringing other brands in, we don't have enough room for it, and we don't like clutterness.
I always
So-
said with our store, I think of the moms because I'm a mother of 5. If I can't push my stroller around your store without bumping into everything, I slowly back out and let him do the shopping.
Yeah.
So our store is neatly made to where a mother and her 5 children can walk around comfortably without
Yeah,
bumping
because
into stuff.
when I was trying to talk her into this, we went to other men's clothing stores, which there's not very many of them, but was one of them. We had to leave our kids outside. Luckily,
Door.
our oldest one is about to be 17, so because the doorstep,
I
you
couldn't even
a
get a stroller above it.
So I mean, when you're building a customer,
We were always trying to think outside the box and think of others, not only ourselves, but others,
Yeah.
to make them feel comfortable and get that experience. We want everybody to experience it.
Right.
Chris, you mentioned this a little bit earlier. So being able to testify in front of the U.S. House of Representatives about veteran-owned businesses. Tell us a little bit about that. How did it come about? And I mean,
So the VFW commander, national commander, always goes in front of it and fights for what we believe that needs to be changed in the veterans benefits. So I've always wanted to do that. I'm like, man, one day I'm gonna be. Well, this I guess I got to do it a little earlier, but it was great. I asked people, what should I do? So we wrote our testimony, and when you're in front of Capitol, you get to talk 5 minutes of that testimony.
And they
So you
have a
to-
timer.
Yeah, they have time.
you.
They time you. And
It's serious.
everybody's like, well, I need to read it to you. I need to read it to you. Rewrite it a little bit and read it back to somebody else. And I'm
Say
like,
it like 20 times.
yeah, say it 20 times. And I'm like, okay, all right. We wrote it. And I was like, no, I'm not building myself up to get nervous like this. I mean, I
Days
started
leading
reading off to
up,
her, and
yeah.
I was like, oh, we get to the airport. That was a hoopla. The flights got canceled. We had to fly down to
Dallas
and then back to
Washington.
DC. And then our plane that did break down and ended up getting fixed and beating us there anyway. But so I'm practicing, and I'm like, no, I don't want to practice reading this. And so we get the Cannon building is where the Veterans Affairs meet, and we're standing outside 15 minutes before, and I'm reading, and I was like, oh, this is over 5 minutes, so we're marking it out. And she helped me type it up, and I made it bold letters because somebody told me to make it bold letters so you don't have to look down as much, and you don't lose track of where you're at and everything. And so we're marking out stuff on. So there might be like maybe a sentence on this page, and so if you watch me on C-SPAN or you'll see me flipping my pages a lot. And the guy next to me, his
eyes are this big. He's like,
couldn't believe I was doing it.
Reading?
And
I'm writing in big letters. Do not read this part or something to shorten.
We walk in this place, and Verizon, Home Depot, Hired Heroes, and who was the last one? Walmart. They have hired individuals that go in front of Congress all the
Lawyers
time.
behind them, and he's
they
still
do that. And then there's me
cucumber.
and another veteran from Alaska area.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a coffee shop from Phoenix come too, but they could. Our first scheduled appointment got postponed because there was not a Speaker of the House, so they had to move us over. And I was like, oh, there's our chance. Luckily we paid for that extra expensive airline flights so we could reschedule it, so we still got to go. But it was great. We got to meet a lot of good congressmen. Congressman Eli Crane called us after we got home. So he was a fellow veteran, Navy SEAL. He started a company called Breech Openers. So it's like a 50 cal. It was real big at weddings. Other guys buy their
bottle openers.
It's a bottle opener. Now they got hand grenades. Well, he ended up selling it, becoming a multi-millionaire, and ran for Congress.
Gotcha.
Every congressman's a millionaire, I think, anymore. But yeah.
But anyways, we're sitting there, and he is still calm as a cucumber. I'm shaking inside. Every bone in my body is rattling. I'm like, oh my gosh, we are not ready for this. He didn't practice it one time, and I'm about ready to expose myself all over national TV, and I get a little tap on the shoulder, and it's actually my best friend growing up. She moved down there, and she works for a Congress. So just her tapping me on my shoulder made me very calm, and that's when his nerves settled in. He was like, you see that's Walmart. There's very much higher people. And he gets up there and he's saying his name. And one of the first questions was, what was the hardest part about being a veteran and opening a business? He goes, convincing my wife to open it. And I just dropped. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, if this is the realest you can get, folks.
Yeah,
we heard you say earlier as you were trying to talk her into
that was the hardest part, not all the other obstacles. It was convincing his wife. So then afterwards, they all came up and shook our hand.
Yeah, because the National VFW, they always are there, and they came and supported us.
Yeah, they came just to support a veteran, not. And afterwards, he had said, the congressman, we were shaking hands. He was like, I just want to let you guys know, we did not prep this guy. He has not. This was all real, and they loved that. They loved hearing what he had to say was not promoted by some company.
So we started getting emails from different congressmen of, hey, you need to get this done. Because we were still
we want to help
very
you. Here's
naive
a list
of opening businesses. We didn't know there was e-commerce places to help us start out.
Sure.
Yeah, we knew none of this. There's lots of...
It's crazy. I mean, we've only been open for 3 months, but people still come to the store and be like, we didn't know you were here.
Right.
I don't know how we bridge the gap of information in Southern Illinois, but there's a lot of information out there that does not get out to other people, and I don't know what we can do, but we got to figure out something.
And we're trying. We've told ourselves with the obstacles that we've come through, we want to create a checklist for other veterans and entrepreneurs that they can use, when they're thinking about. And Chris has a high school buddy that's also a veteran that is wanting to start up his business, and he constantly is calling Chris, hey, do you know what I need to do this? And I always joke, we'll give you the information, but he also wraps cars and cleans them, and I was like, okay, we'll do a little wager. We'll help you get your veteran stuff. You clean my car.
I mean, there's so much information out there.
Yeah.
We've met some grant writers
Yes, we sell a candle in our store. It's a manly scent. She's a local lady. She makes them homemade. She just came in and was like, we got a little buddy coming to visit us. She was like, have you ever thought about selling candles? We got to talking, and she actually wrote grants in her previous job before she decided to just make candles. So she has helped us along the way, but just that connection we made by someone just walking in our store, one thing led to another.
That's good.
So
It's amazing.
Well, a lot of opportunities and good things, but you mentioned obstacles.
Yes,
So
there have
what
been.
other obstacles and challenges have you guys faced since starting or before starting?
Well, you start this one.
Where do we begin?
She remembers those. I think.
Yes. So, you get that feel. I tell people all the time, we are no retail experts by any means. We have learned good things and bad things. But, around that Christmas time, you get that rush, that adrenaline rush when your store is just full-blown thriving. I loved the feeling. I was the only worker that day, and there's like 25 people in my store. It just makes you feel so great.
Well,
and then you
even-
get past that, and January hits, and it's like crickets.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh
Starts-
my God.
yeah.
Then all my brain starts flowing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all those things.
We were spending
but
more money on moving and everything.
on clothes
But I
and
mean,
stuff,
September
but-
was busy. Every month that we've done great. I mean, I believe we've done great. We've asked other people if the numbers are right, and they've told us yes.
There's a gentleman from Marion that I talk to daily, Jim Coots.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that name sound familiar? He used to be a retail clothing store, and he reached out to me from another friend that's helping us with our website, Tom Harness.
We know Tom.
Yeah, he's helping us build our website because that's another thing we wanted to do, because we also know there are people that don't like going into stores, don't like
POS systems. Tom's helping us build it. We shopped for POS systems. I mean, credit.
That was a
I
struggle,
talked to
the
different
POS
people.
system.
The credit card ratings. Who charges this and what's that? You can go with one brand and you get to choose who your credit card place is, or you go with Shopify, and Shopify offers a whole bunch of other stuff. We went with the Shopify. Shopify is it's low expensive, but man, it gives us what we're selling. It gives us the
reports. We can see what is our top item that's sold easily. Just one click of a button. We don't got to search and
it automatically
tally
takes
up.
out our taxes. It already tells us what we got to pay, and then we work with our tax Brooke. Richards over in Carbondale and Williams, and it all matches up. And that Shopify, anybody going to the company, I think should go with that one. It's a great opportunity, and it's free website too with it.
Yeah,
you just got to build it.
Sure.
I mean, there's plenty of intros on YouTube how to build it, but it was a little bit more than
it took me 3 days just to get the title done, and I used to consider myself as a tech savvy person.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I can't do anything. I don't even know.
So she graduated from SIU in healthcare management, and when I met this young lady, she was working at the hospital in DuQuoin in the IT department.
See, I used to think I was a tech-savvy person.
Anytime we have an IT problem, I'm like, how'd you work in IT?
It's different. It was different IT stuff.
But you received a lot of help.
Yeah.
You named a lot of people that you reached out to. That's so important.
We had to reach out, and that brings up another struggle we kind of have is being in a small community. We struggle sometimes with that because people, where we're at, somebody described it to us. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but downtown Murfreesboro as a funnel. If you don't know it's there, you really don't see it.
Yeah.
And so if someone hasn't, they're not on social media or they don't really watch TV or...
There's a lot of people not on Facebook, but Facebook is a strong
It's
tool.
a good tool, but there are some people, if they don't know we're there, they don't see us. So we have people come in all the time. Still today, just yesterday, I didn't even know you guys were here. So, the smaller community business can have that struggle, but we just keep telling ourselves, keep trying to get out in the community, go to those events, do things like
we've
this.
done a few events too that we've done great sales in one day, like Pinckneyville's Mardi Gras. We set up, it rained half the day, but man, we did great that day.
Yeah.
We went down to
Galconda's
Deer Fest.
That was fun.
That was a first, it was during deer season, so I had to miss deer season, but sometimes family and work comes first, but that was a cool. I mean, they had a huge parade down there.
Yeah.
And,
Absolutely.
We have people that come to our store from that area.
Right.
They will make the drive just to see our clothes. They like it. They know they
I mean,
can
if you
put their
think
hands
about
on it.
there's not too many men's clothing stores. You guys got a great
No.
one over here
Yeah.
in Marion, where you can get Western boots and Western clothing.
Okay, yeah.
McKinney's.
McKinney's, yeah.
But other than that, I mean,
Yeah, when Wells Fargo closed, it was a big, tall store here.
Yeah.
It was Johnson City, and then here in Marion,
remember-
there hasn't been anything other than
the malls,
McKinney's and
there's
Kohl's.
nothing in the mall
Yeah,
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you still got the Buckle in Carbondale, and that's kind of where I started my clothing retail, because I worked there in high school and everything. So they know how to
Yeah.
teach you how to take care of
And
customers.
that is
So
an
That's good.
ongoing joke in our family
Yeah.
because
Back-
we involved our kids in helping us build this business, and every other thing was, well, back when I worked at Buckle,
Yeah.
Buckle, this is how they did it, and
Yeah.
so our kids and I like to joke.
well, my military
Dad, back
background,
he
when
worked
something
at
works, you
Buckle.
stick with it.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're building a really strong customer base. People are driving, to come to
Yes,
your
they
store.
are.
You're developing an online presence, so that will expand your reach beyond even Southern Illinois.
Right.
Yeah, we're really excited for that.
And you've learned a lot along the way in just a really short
Yeah.
amount of time. So for other small business owners or people who think they want to open a small business, maybe veterans who are looking, as I think I read, Chris, just you trying to find, like, what is that next thing? What is that purpose?
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
Don't give up hope.
Even when
I'll get emotional talking about veterans. Suicide rate for veterans is very high still yet, and the transition from military life to civilian life is a big change for them. And if you need somebody to come talk to, just come see me. I've always got an ear, and there's plenty of other veterans out there to help you talk to. But just find a goal. College, if you can go back to school, because it's paid for already. You signed a dotted line. You earned it. A lot of veterans think they don't earn it because they didn't deploy. Or I have my best friend. He thinks because he said on a Navy ship he didn't earn like I did going into a war zone. You sign that dotted line. You're a veteran. Use the benefits. There's so many veterans out there that don't use the benefits. It's crazy to me, but don't give up.
use those obstacles as a motivation to go forward. You might take 2 steps back, but next time try to take 4 steps forward. Don't be afraid to reach out, ask for help, ask other business owners. I talked to Lauren, the owner of Eccentrics,
Right.
all the way over in this area all the time. Her and I chat back and forth because she's been doing it for many, many years. But just, don't be afraid to reach out and talk to people. Try your best to grow and work in the
I
community.
mean, that's how good our community is. You have somebody helping, with experience helping for free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No charge.
You go to
That's
some
excellent.
other communities, that costs money,
Yeah.
just
Big
for
city.
to share knowledge.
Yeah, that's excellent.
So, I mean, it's always good to
I'll
have other
invoice
people
you.
cheering for you and pushing you along and stuff like that. And
That's great.
in the military, they had like hired heroes. When you're transferring out, they don't want you transferring out. So I learned it when I was in DC
Congress.
that there's 2 branches of the government fighting each other because one wants to retain you in the military and the other one wants to get you ready for the civilian life. So they have a course you take that teaches you, which was great. But most of your military installations are around a bigger community. So, like I got out at Fort Carson, Colorado Springs. There's a lot bigger difference in Colorado Springs than in small town USA down here in Southern Illinois. We don't have the opportunities they have in Denver, Phoenix, or Atlanta. I mean, they didn't teach us about coal mining. I mean, there's we still got coal mines around here. We still got power plants and stuff like that. They don't talk about that stuff. So I always think in the future I'd like to help veterans coming back, help them
To these
find
small
something
towns.
in small town areas. We need to regenerate because I feel like our area is rebuilding, but it's not like it used to be. I mean, Murfreesboro, there was a factory that made the ketchup packets for McDonald's and stuff like that, and printed all kinds of other stuff. And then there's other companies that have closed Maytag and Heron. How many people lost their jobs when that closed? So we've lost a lot of stuff in Southern Illinois, but there's still other stuff to grow around. So.
Sure, absolutely. I love what you're doing.
Okay, so Chelsea, you mentioned 5 children, right? And you're balancing a business. And Chris, you're working a night job, but I think you said out of all of that Chris is still all things family guy.
Yes.
How do you do that? That's a lot to balance.
Yes, some days is harder than others. I will not lie to you.
We still miss a lot of family. I've missed a lot of kids' sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, because our kids are also in every sport. So we just finished basketball, and practice for volleyball has already started.
So four of the 5 are all girls. We have a high school daughter. She's getting ready to run track. Track practice has already started. Mm-hmm. And then our 12-year-old, she's getting ready to go for basketball and volleyball. Them 6. 2 have really stepped up. Sometimes forced and sometimes voluntary. Sydney works at the store.
We
Reese
really
works the back side of the store.
She helps us hang clothes and steam. We really involve our kids. Lane comes to the store with me. He's our little Walmart greeter. He greets the customers when they come in.
Love it.
But at the new location, we got him
we have a room.
It's all office, but it's turned into a little.
He is 2.
Oh,
so nice. Our youngest is 2. Our oldest is about to be 17.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. We have mine, hers, and then ours together.
Yes.
So. It's been a great experience. Our like you said, the teachers know about Daniel Dean's.
Yeah,
because our kids are talking about Daniel Dean's.
I always tell this story. Our 6-year-old, she's just like her daddy.
Miss Carterville or Miss.
Yes, she is Little Miss Carterville Free Fair.
Okay. Yep.
So she's known
she
to the
ran
area
for Williamson
as well.
County and
she got second runner-up.
We
do it all. But it's so great to hear the teachers at the school they go to. They go to St. Andrew's School, Catholic School, Murfreesboro. They will overhear Macy talking about Daniel Dean's to her friends. Not her mommy and daddy's store. It's Daniel Dean's. Everything is Daniel Dean's. Yeah. So some days, it's hard to turn it off because I'll lay in bed and I'll think, oh my gosh, I need to prepare for this. I need to do this. You always got to, business owners, lots of people know, you always got to be one step ahead. You always got to look ahead. So sometimes that can be a challenge for me to turn it off.
That's one thing she needs to learn, because in the military they teach us how to turn the light switch on and off. Sometimes people have a hard time turning it back off, and Chelsea has a hard time turning it off and relaxing a little bit and bringing too much, but I think that's
I want to keep going. I know we can do more and strive for more, and I just want to keep going that way. So cool. But having the support from our community and our kids.
We forgot Austin Girl, her title here in Williamson County.
Oh yeah, she's Little Miss Tiny Miss.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Williamson County. So.
Little Tiny
Miss. We don't have the pageants over in Jackson County, so we have to come over.
Yeah.
And when you're
going to have to open a pageant store now.
That's right. Oh my goodness! Don't get her started.
We talk about that. We were our favorite Christmas ornament we used to buy in Cartondale Mall
is now at Mount Vernon.
Where they write the names on them and everything. We have 2 Christmas trees in our house. Luckily they're down now, but one of them's still up. We haven't had time to take down our Christmas stuff. But one of them is all the ornaments there, and they've moved up to Mount Vernon, and they came down to support us because they know we've come to them.
They came to our store.
And, but up in that little mall of Mount Vernon's, there's a lady that is trying to sell her prom dress and wedding dress because she had it for sale and had it with another person, and I guess that person ran off with some money and merchandise. So.
But she's trying to sell it to us. We have people reach out to us all the time. You guys want to buy this? And I'm like, so then Chris goes, well, that'd be kind of cool because we do formal wear to have a wedding dress and prom. And I'm like, oh no, I've
always liked
to put my foot down on that.
I've always liked the Glicks. If you've ever been to a Glicks, have one side is males, one side is females. Goodies in Cartondale used to be that way too. If a lot of people remember what Goodies is, but that might be before your time.
No, I went to Goodies in Centralia.
Well, what a great story. I know we have to wrap up because you all have a store to open today, right?
Yeah.
But let me just say, I mean, truly, what an honor to talk with you both today and seeing the Daniel Dean's clothing store story evolve. I, for one, will just say I think it's so much more and will continue to be so much more than just a clothing store.
Yeah.
So thanks for all you do for your community, for our veterans, for Southern Illinois. And really an honor to talk with you both today.
Thank you for having us.
And so how do
you.
we find you? What's the location and online too?
Gotcha. So right now our location, we're downtown Murfreesboro. Our address is 1335 Walnut Street. We are right next to the Liberty Theater. But our new location, starting February 2nd, is going to be right next to Subway. So just a little bit right across the
Right
street
across
from
from Faze,
Faze.
yeah.
They're another small business that just opened from 17th
Big,
Street.
loyal 17th Street barbecue.
So
Yes.
we will be there come February 2nd. Our website, which you can contact us on, also is going to go live January 31st.
Yep.
We have Facebook and Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's great having some high school girls work for us and do those
That help
TikToks.
us with the TikTok.
I try to do one and it's horrible.
Yeah.
And will people be able to order online once your
Yes.
website and everything's
Yes.
up and running?
Once
So
we
even
go
if someone's
live.
listening that they're outside of the state or
Yeah.
somewhere else,
Yeah.
they can still support
Yep.
the
We
business.
But love to see you come into the store and have a
But,
conversation with us. We always like meeting people.
That's good.
Great.
Well,
Excellent.
our guests today have been Chris and Chelsea Maynor
Yeah.
from Daniel Dean's Clothing
Thank you.
in Murfreesboro, Illinois. Did you say where you served and which branch?
Army, U.S. Army. I was everywhere. I went
Yeah.
3 times to Iraq, Fort Hood, Germany. Well, Deutschland. I never understood
Yeah.
why they teach us that as Germany. It's actually Deutschland.
Yeah.
And Texas,
Yeah.
Colorado.
Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
Thank you very much.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was such a growing experience,
Sure.
and get to see other cultures, and it's,
Excellent.
it has its downsides and it has a lot more upsides. So.
Yeah,
Thank you so
excellent.
much.
Well, we want to thank everyone for being part of our small town big business community and watching our podcast. We want to thank our sponsors again: Arcadia Wealth Group, Black Diamond Harley Davidson and RV, Fowler Heating and Cooling, the Swinford Media Group, Watermark Auto Group Foundation, and also Union Street Arts. If you have any video or recording needs, reach out to Luke O'Neill at Union Street Arts. He makes this all possible. If you want to know more about EThOs, the small business incubator co-working spaces that we are filming and recording this at, you just contact me. I'm Russell Williams, Russell at watermarkethos.org, or look for us on Facebook at EThOs at the Citadel.
And I'm Deb Barnett with Southern Illinois Now. You can find us on our social media platforms just by searching for Southern Illinois Now. Also on our website at southernillinoisnow.org. And don't forget to subscribe to the Small Town Big Business podcast. You can find us on our YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform. Again, just search Small Town Big Business. Don't forget to subscribe, and that is free, and so you don't miss any upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a great day.